Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary series. Doesn't look like we missed a whole lot. First turn, Swift Spear. And first turn, Temple of Abandon, Temple of Malice, Swiftwater Cliffs. And green. So Temur and Hydra. Okay. Right now is really the only viable time to kill the Hydra with Burn. Because thankfully he doesn't have hardened scales. Hero's Downfall? No, it's a morph. So, the Hydra is now big enough that you have to deal a minimum of 4 damage to be able to kill it. Make that 5. And we've got Jace. Now, he is a Servant of the Scale. So he is running red and black, so he has plenty of options to be able to kill Jace. If he can play an untapped land and Languish, that would just be perfect. I mean, he'd lose his morph, but at the same time, you would obliterate all the work that he had done. Hold on. Real world problems again. Okay, so Jace to draw a card and discarding Evolutionary Leap. Playing Call of the Full Moon, which I have seen a lot of trash talking about this card. But, you know, their main talking point is the fact that, oh, you know, it's gonna die. It's not as good as other, you know, buff enchantments. I disagree entirely. Because if you think about it, you're fully willing to pay 1 mana for spells that give similar effects. You know, spells, not enchantments. Things that are not permanent. This costs 1 more. You get a little bit more and the chance that it's going to stay. And if it does stay, the longer it stays, the more it pays off. So Hero's Downfall, the Hydra. So while it may die, the argument that, you know, that's a reason not to play it is BS. Cedar Wayfinder. But, ow, a 5/5 trample prowess. He needs a way to deal with that hardcore right now. Let me think. He could Murderous Cut. Or he could Ultimate Price. Sylvan Caryatid. Which, he didn't do any of that. So, but he did play 2 spells. So he does manage to kill off the Call of the Full Moon. But at this point, it's a little late for that because you're at 7 life against a Temur deck with, he's got green, so he could have combat tricks, or he's got red, which could just be burning your face off. And then, of course, Jace. Oh, draw more cards. And flipping Jace. So, what are you doing? He is downsizing the morph. Ah, it was a Death Mist Raptor. So he chumped with the Death Mist Raptor. And another Hydra. I'm just trying to think. There are plenty of ways for him to bring this back. He's not out of this game. He has been painted into a corner, but the Temur deck is at that stage where he's pretty much out of gas. But at the same time, he doesn't have a whole lot more to go. He doesn't need much more to finish this. Okay, Swift Spear buffs up the Hydra. Now, if he has a combat trick, this could be quite painful. And in this situation, you have to assume that he does. So, flipping Den Protector from graveyard to the battlefield. So, he gets his Raptor back. Most likely, he's going to use it to block the Hydra. And he got his Hero's Downfall back. So now, yep, Raptor to Hydra. He could throw the Den Protector in front of the Swift Spear with the counter, and then chump the other one with the Sylvan Caryatid, or do it that way. So do you have a combat trick? Because, yes he does. Target creature gets +1/+1 until the end of turn for each creature you control. That doesn't help you. He doesn't have... he has trample, but he's still gonna die. Unless, of course, you have Lightning Strike. If you have Lightning Strike in your hand, it's done. No? No Lightning Strike? Well, now we've hit critical mass. I want to call it Jund, because it doesn't really fit into much else. It's not really a Delve deck. But he has to have answers now, or he's dead. Okay, so Hero's Downfall to get rid of Jace. 4 mana. Hangerback Walker. And then on top of that, he needs the Temur to not draw burn spells. Because he's at low enough life that there are quite a few that he can easily play and win the game straight out. So Hangerback Walker is sacrificed to buy some time, which he does quite well, because at this stage he blocks him once, and then he has the ability to block him 2 more times. Oh wow, really? I don't know that I would have done that. Unless he needed the 3rd mana, or I mean 3rd red, which we'll find out. He didn't. You've just put yourself in an even more precarious position for no real gain. Might of the Masses. So +2/+2 total. So 4/5 eats the dragon. And like I was saying about him being in an even more precarious position, the difference between 2 life and 3 life is a bunch more cards can kill him now. Because practically every 2 damage direct spell in Standard right now does damage to a creature or a player. So delving to play Tasigur. So is this really a delve deck? Because he keeps playing more and more cards that would make me think so. Okay. 5 mana for Soulblade Djinn. So a 4/3 flyer that basically has super prowess. Put a counter on the walker. And activating Tasigur. He loses a Murderous Cut and a Death Mist Raptor, but that's the thing about the Death Mist Raptor, it has the ability to come back quite easily with his deck. And there you go, there's a morph. So, most likely, at any time, you have to assume that there's going to be a 3/3 Death Touch to block. Mana Gorger Hydra. He is a threat. He's a very good threat. It's just you need him to get bigger. biggest problem that the Delve deck has right now is that he only has one more flyer to chump block that Jin. But we do know that he has a Hero's Downfall in his hand, so he could get rid of it whenever he chooses. Counter on the Walker. And basically, control of this game has swung entirely to the Delve deck, but at the same time, he is in such a bad position life-wise that he could die based on any card draw that the Temur player has. Death Mist Raptor. There's his last flying blocker. But like I said, we know he has a Hero's Downfall in his hand. At least I think we do. He hasn't played the one that he pulled from his Den Protector, has he? More and more cards into the graveyard. Dragonlord Atarka and Kolagon's Command. And he conceded. I don't know why that just happened. But, I guess, there you go. You know, don't ask me why he quit. Maybe he finally decided, yeah, I'm gonna die anyway, I'm only at 2 life, he's gonna get a burn spell, or maybe he was just flat out tired of keeping this up. Or maybe I was wrong, and he didn't have a Hero's Downfall in his hand to kill off that Jin. So, there you go, that was, I'll call it Jund Delve, and I really don't know of any particular deck to call that other than Temur. So, Temur versus Jund Delve, or Delve Jund, whichever one sounds better. And if you liked what you saw, hit